Customizing Data and Pricing, Part 1, Editing by Item. In this instructional video, we'll demonstrate how you can customize PostFrame Manager with the specific products you use and the prices you pay for every component. When you received PostFrame Manager, the system was populated with generic product information in every category, such as lumber, windows and doors, roofing and siding, and so forth. Additionally, the system included approximate, but obviously not the precise, prices you pay for each of those products. Customization means that you have the power to alter this generic product and pricing data and insert your own personalized information. Whether you do so is a matter of choice. The system will function perfectly well without customization, and so long as you have saved your specific construction practices, as covered in other instructional videos, it will produce an accurate bill of materials. However, if you want to use PostFrame Manager for pricing, you will have to edit the currently populated information. You can do this yourself with a little effort, or if you would prefer, you can request our help by purchasing a service contract. Regardless, here is the information on how to do it yourself. Via the PostFrame Manager hard hat icon on your desktop, click the Project Tools and Editors button, or click Edit Building Wing Attributes from the navigation menu to bring up the primary attributes screen. At the bottom of this screen is the System Tools and Editors menu. Click the plus button next to that item to reveal the Tools menu. Click that item to bring up the PostFrame Manager System Tools screen just mentioned. Click on Inventory from this screen. An attention message will automatically appear, notifying you that if you are in the middle of creating a building, you must save that building before proceeding. If you add or delete any items, you will have to restart PostFrame Manager before those changes will be recognized by the program. Price changes, however, will immediately be recognized. Click the Next button to proceed. The Products Catalog Editor screen will appear. Note there are 4 tabs at the top of the screen, although you will use only 3. Each one presents powerful options when it comes to customizing or altering product and pricing data. We'll discuss each one in separate instructional videos. In this video, we will concentrate on the Edit by Item tab. As the name suggests, this is the tab you will select when you want to add or make a change to any item one at a time. Each of the 7 steps highlighted in red noted on this screen are pretty self-explanatory. The first thing you're going to do is choose the product type from the drop-down window shown. It might be your Windows file or anything else. Every category of product is listed. Let's use Windows as an example. With Windows selected in Step 1, move to Step 2 and choose the product catalog containing the Windows data from the drop-down list shown. Note the message directing you to choose a CSV data file. CSV means comma-separated value, which is similar to a spreadsheet. The data category and CSV data file must match in order for changes to be made. In this case, the file containing the window data is found at the top of the list. Just click it. When you do, you will notice that the large window in the middle of the screen is populated with all of the window data that is contained in the file. You can quickly sort through this data and find the window you want by choosing a specific category from the drop-down list in step number 3, or if you list all windows, they will simply be sorted by width. To change the data saved for a particular item, scroll through the item shown in step 4 until you find the specific window you're searching for. Left-click on that item. The price and other pertinent information about this window is shown in the boxes under Step 5. The headers you see in the window shown in Step 4 are static, while the data you enter in the boxes shown in Step 5 drive what you see in the various columns there. Change any information shown in these boxes to more accurately reflect your specific criteria for this window, as well as the price you pay for it. It's important to realize that you must never use a comma in this or any other field when entering or manipulating data. Note also that in every category there must be a value entered in every field that PostFrame Manager will use to perform a calculation. The supplier part number field, also often referred to as OEM part number, is designed to be your internal product ID. Because this field is not used for calculation purposes, it is not required, but you can certainly enter your own alphanumeric descriptor so that it is shown on the reports generated by PostFrame Manager. But again, never use a comma. For example, if you're entering a 2x4 by 16 foot spruce pine fir, why not put your supplier's part number for that item in the OEM part number field? Also, you may want to change your supplier's name so that these items are grouped together on supplier purchase orders. You will notice that no matter what product category you choose, you will sometimes see a 1 or a 50,000 entered in a given field. That number may or may not actually relate to the field name. In the case of our current category of windows, for example, you will see a 1 in the rough and nominal length fields. The 1 is merely a placeholder because, as mentioned, every data field that PostFrame Manager will use to perform a calculation must have an entry. In fasteners, the 50,000 value means ignore that field value, as it is not needed for that type of fastener. After you've entered the correct information, click the Save button shown in Step 6 and your changes will be recorded. Now, when you select that item, the information calculated by PostFrame Manager will reflect your choices. As noted in Step 7, you can go back to Step 4 and repeat this process for any other window you want to change. Now, let's say that rather than altering information pertaining to a specific item, that you want to add another window to your data set. A tip is to find a like item and make a note of the data entered for that item. Then use that data as a guide when entering the information for the new item. Scroll down the list of items shown until you see blank lines below the last item. Click on the first blank line to highlight it. Note the Next Item button shown in Step 5. Click that button. When you do so, PostFrame Manager will automatically assign a new system SKU or product ID for that item. All fields are now empty. When adding a new item to your inventory list, remember that in most cases you must enter a value in all boxes. So refer to the data entered for a similar item and use it as a guide. Enter the price, supplier, and other information about the window in the boxes shown. Then select the type of window you're adding from the Type drop-down window. When you're done, click the Accept Save button in Step 6. If you want to delete an item, just select it from the window under Step 4, then click the Delete button under Step 6. A window asking you if you're sure you want to delete this item will appear. If you're certain, click Yes. If not, click No. Here's another tip. If you're going to delete an item and also want to add a new item, rather than delete it, you will find it easier to highlight the item you want to delete, then alter the information shown for that item in Step 5 to that of the new item. Then click the Accept Save button to record the change. Experiment with other categories and CSV data files. You will see that the information shown in Step 5 reflects the pertinent information needed for the specific category of material you have selected. Pay attention to the notes in boldface. Look at the Doors category. Doors exist in inventory items in every size and color in which they're available. So you'll find the same door listed any number of times, depending upon the number of colors available. Check the color at the bottom of the screen. If it doesn't look right on your screen, click on the color shown to change it. But note that every computer renders colors somewhat differently. So unless the color shown is completely off, you might want to leave it alone. If you're going to use this revised data on multiple computers, you may also want to print some 3D pictures of the item to see how it looks on your printer. Printers and monitors often differ in how they represent PC colors, so choose a happy medium if you make a change. If you make a change to a color for roofing, siding, trim, or fasteners, make the exact same change in all of those files, because they are linked by color code. To do so, once you've settled on the proper color swatch, you will see its Windows hex color, a 6-digit code, above the color swatch. Highlight and copy that hex code. Right-click and copy, or the usual Windows command of Control-C to copy. Open the next file to which you wish to apply the color change, steps 1 and 2 as discussed earlier. Select an item of the color to be revised in this data file and paste the hex color in that box in step 5. Right-click and paste or Control-V to paste. Accept Save and the product catalog editor will change all items of that color to this new value. Repeat this for all other linked data files: roofing, siding, trim, and fasteners. You will also want to make this hex value change in your doors file by applying it to a single or split slider door in the same way. Sliders, split sliders, and framed openings are all priced at a penny when viewed on the Edit by Item tab, because their price is equal to the sum of the parts: panels, vertical rail, rollers, guides, latches, handles, trims, and so forth, which are calculated via the Trims and Fasteners package editor screen, which is the subject of another instructional video. Remember this: as previously mentioned, there must be a value entered in every field that PostFrame Manager will use for calculation purposes. Here's an example. When looking at the doors file, note that the rough and nominal length of every door is listed as 1, although that really has nothing to do with the door dimensions. It is used as a placeholder because multiplying any other number by 1 equals that number. In the case of insulation, note that price is always entered as price per square foot, although the roll length is shown in the length data field. This is done so that PostFrame Manager calculates all types of insulation, whether blown or any other type, correctly. Insulation placement is also shown in the window on the right-hand side of the screen, whether roof, wall, or ceiling. This is important because you don't want blown cellulose shown when selecting insulation for a roof, for example. In the case of lumber or trim, prices are per piece, while the price for shingles is by the square. Here are several additional examples. In the case of fasteners, look at slider door components, say a stop. These are priced each, so the count is 1 and the price is $4.47. The 50,000 values shown mean ignore these fields, as they are not needed for that type of fastener. The roofing nails row shows that 1 1/2 inch nails come 316 to a 1-pound box, and the cost is $4.79 per box. Again, the 50,000 values shown mean ignore these fields. Finally, taking a look at the items specified as a 1 1/2 inch screw and washer, they come $250 to a bag, and the cost of a bag is $19.37. Now, you can make any changes to any product in any category that you want, as previously discussed. This ends the Customizing Data and Pricing Part 1 Edit by Item instructional video.